Hello, my name is Robbie from Girl Bike Love, and in today's video we are going to be speaking about how to keep your bike as safe as possible when using it on a turbo trainer. So not all of us are lucky enough to have great weather all year round, and if we want to get our cycling fix, we turn to turbo trainers. We can hold cardiovascular fitness, and you can also get yourself ready for the next racing season. A question we are asked often is it safe to use your bike in a turbo trainer? The short answer is yes, but there's a few things that you need to consider, and we're going to talk about that in this video today. So before you even think about getting on the turbo trainer, you've got to get your bike and give it a clean, ensuring that you get all the grease off and put some fresh lube on ready for the turbo. Use the smallest amount you can for the best results on the bike. And then next we come to the turbo trainer itself. So whether you're using a wheel on or a direct drive, you're going to want to ensure that all the correct adapters are in place. And if you're using a direct drive, you have either the cassette from the bike on there or a secondary one of your own, and it's nipped up nice and tight to the correct torque setting provided on the turbo trainer. So with the bike clean and the turbo trainer set up ready, it's now time to get the bike in. So once the bike's in and it's nice and secure, it's time to give it a little bit of a test. So all you want to do is jump on, do a little bit of nice free riding, ensuring that everything feels nice and smooth and you're not getting any funny noises. Then jump into a stand and put some more pressure into the pedals, ensuring again that you're not hearing any funny noises and everything feels nice and smooth. So one thing you're really going to want to avoid is moving your bike around while it's in the turbo trainer. Bikes aren't designed to take pressure in that way. If you're planning on dragging the bike around like so in the turbo trainer, or even lifting it like that, it's not going to be good for the bike or the trainer itself. We highly recommend avoiding this, and if you do need to move the bike and the turbo, to separate them first. We highly recommend with your turbo trainer to use something as simple as a sweat towel or a sweat catcher, and make sure every so often, if you're regularly using it, to take it off the turbo, take it outside and give it a wash with some soapy water to get all that sweat out of the bike. If you find your handlebars start to smell, it is well overdue a clean. So then we come to wheels and tyres. So if you're using a wheel on a turbo trainer, we can highly recommend using a turbo trainer tyre. They're much quieter and much harder wearing. Whatever turbo trainer you're using though, you will have to focus on that front wheel as well. It's a really good habit to make sure that there's always air in the tyre. It's better for the rim, it's better for your inner tubes, and if you're using tubeless, it saves you getting a messy floor. Another thing that we recommend doing is every so often just turning the wheel a little bit round to make sure you're not always putting the pressure in on one point of the wheel while it sits in your indoor training setup. So our next recommendation is not to go too silly. So although it's tempting at the start of those Zwift races or those sprint finishes at the end to stand up and just start twisting the bike to get every single watt you can out of it, it's not a great idea. Bikes aren't designed to be in rigid structures like so. So when you start twisting and turning them in, it can cause damage over time. And we have seen some carbon frames break this way. So we do not recommend putting too much pressure on the bike where it doesn't need it. So then we come to lubrication, and this is so important when it comes to turbo trainers. If you're finding that your bike's getting a little bit noisier and doesn't feel as smooth, then you probably need to put a little bit more lube on the chain. We recommend a dry lube over a wet lube, and After applying it, we highly recommend just to get a cloth and literally to clean the sides of the chain so it's just in the center. Less is more when it comes to bike lube and turbo trainers. So is it safe to have your bike in a turbo trainer? The short answer is yes, as long as you're careful. One thing we do highly recommend is to check your warranty terms and conditions, because some companies actually won't honour it if your bike has been in a turbo trainer. You're going to get the best experience from using a metal bike in a turbo trainer, such as an aluminium, steel or titanium bike. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thank you for taking the time to watch our video, and make sure to subscribe.